Jimmy Kimmel grills Ivanka Trump on her father's election claims. Will she answer? Ivanka Trump walked onto the Jimmy Kimmel live set. Her PR team's strategy clear. Talk about business, avoid politics, keep it light, and finish in 12 minutes. Jimmy Kimmel sat behind his desk with a smile that made guests uneasy. The audience applauded as Ivanka sat down. Thanks for coming, Jimmy said. Happy to be here, Ivanka replied, prepared to promote her book. But before she could speak, Jimmy shifted gears. I want to ask about something your father said yesterday. He claimed the 2020 election was stolen again on Truth Social.
I guess this election wasn't rigged. That's weird, though, right? I mean, he said it would be rigged. He said it was being rigged while people were in line voting.
Do you agree with him? The studio went silent. Ivanka, with her media training kicking in, tried to redirect. What I think is important is that Americans deserve to know. Jimmy cut her off. That's not what I asked. Was the 2020 election stolen? Ivanka attempted another diversion, mentioning economic opportunity in her book.
And then there are huge things, huge ways you can catalyze positive change through work in the private sector. So I think the impact I really loved, and hopefully I'll live a life that continues to be impactful, regardless of where I do it.
But Jimmy wouldn't let up. Was the 2020 election stolen? Yes or no? The tension grew thick as Ivanka's jaw clenched. I think there were concerns that deserve examination, she said, but Jimmy pressed harder, pointing out her evasions. You went to Wharton. You ran businesses. You can answer a yes or no question. The audience watched as Ivanka's control slipped. She tried to fight back. Why are you being so aggressive? I came here to have a conversation, not an interrogation. Jimmy countered. You came here to sell a book. I'm asking you about democracy. Ivanka kept dodging, speaking about nuance, but Jimmy called that out too. Nuance is what people hide behind when they don't want to tell the truth. The audience laughed and Ivanka's calm facade cracked. The tension was palpable. You're twisting my words, Ivanka said, but Jimmy refused to back down. He asked again, did your father try to overturn the 2020 election results? Ivanka stalled, but finally admitted, yes, he tried to fight the results. Jimmy seized the moment.
Isn't it remarkable that this time the fix wasn't in? Last time the Democrats cheated. This time we chose not to, I guess. I don't know.
You admit the election wasn't stolen, but your father tried to overturn legitimate results. Hey, one. The audience was captivated, sensing her unraveling. Ivanka tried to recover, but every word worsened the situation. I can't answer that the way you want me to. Jimmy pressed. Can't or won't, she admitted. Both. Then came the kicker. Jimmy simplified the situation. Scenario 1, Biden won legitimately and your father tried to overturn it. Scenario 2, massive fraud with no evidence. Which one is true? Ivanka tried to dodge, but eventually said, I believe there were irregularities that deserved investigation. The audience booed. Jimmy called her out again, pointing out that Republican states found no evidence of fraud. Which scenario is true? Ivanka was cornered. I can't answer that the way you want me to, she said before admitting the truth. She was stuck between family loyalty and facts. The audience was divided as Ivanka's answer came slowly. I know that I love my father, and love doesn't mean I have to agree with everything he says or does, she said, holding back tears. Jimmy softened, but the pressure didn't stop. Did Biden win legitimately? Ivanka finally whispered. Yes. The audience erupted in chaos. Some cheered, some booed. Jimmy pressed on.
Donald Trump, is like the emperor from Star Wars. He's old, he's evil, and he keeps coming back with no reasonable explanation.
What about your father's fraud claims? Ivanka hesitated. I saw no evidence of widespread fraud that would have changed the outcome. She struggled to say it clearly. He's mistaken. The final question came, does your father bear responsibility for January 6th? Ivanka paused. We all bear responsibility for our words and actions. Jimmy pressed. Does he bear responsibility? Ivanka's answer didn't satisfy. It's the only answer I can give you. Then came the inevitable question. Will you support your father's 2024 campaign? Ivanka laughed hollowly. I honestly don't know. Her voice cracked as she spoke about the difficulty of explaining her father's views to her children. How do I tell them to respect democracy while defending someone who tried to overturn it? Ivanka's emotional toll was evident. Jimmy's tone shifted from confrontational to compassionate. He asked if she regretted working in the White House. Ivanka admitted, I regret how it ended. I don't regret trying to serve my country. She added that loyalty to family doesn't mean enabling wrong behavior. The interview ended with a more somber tone. Jimmy said, you've been in an impossible situation. Ivanka's smile faded as she spoke about her future. I'll have to make another impossible choice if my father runs again. The interview was over, but the fallout was just beginning. As Ivanka walked off the stage, her PR team gathered around her phone. He tweeted about it already, she said. voice hollow. The war between truth and family was about to play out in the public eye, and Ivanka had just made her first major choice.